Hello and welcome to this. So I just got the access for this v0, so I wanted to do some sort of like a video on that, and here it is. Before we begin, just a heads up, there's a 10 video long or approximately 5 to 6 hours or maybe more long video series of next crash course that is coming up, where we will be learning everything that you need to learn about Next.js app router, starting from routing, data fetching, and pretty much everything, including the optimization, including the server actions, all of that. We will build a blog, and at the end of that, there's also going to be a bonus, which is some sort of like a web accessibility thing. So watch out for that video, which will come in about a week or two. Till then, let's continue, because I just got this access and I wanted to talk about it. Okay, whether it is working or not, let's just check. Yeah, cool. So I was playing around this like a little bit, and basically it is not that good that I thought it would be, but it is still in beta. I mean, it's still in alpha, I guess, so private alpha. And therefore I hope that, for example, if I just copy this, a sleek pricing page for SaaS, right? Basically you have to do a lot of work. For instance, I've created an app. Okay, I've created a Next.js app. Right now it only works on Next.js. That's number one. And that too with the TypeScript. So if you look here, it will tell me, okay, once you have created your app, basically I go inside that and I am doing npx v0 at the latest init. Okay. And then it initializes the projects. And then basically whatever it generates, you can install it using this npx v0 add. It is basically the following of chat cn UI kind of things. So this is it. Okay. And then basically in this component that it generates, you can simply utilize it and that will work out of the box. Okay. So it is a very good boilerplate, but there are things that it does not do. For example, the form that it generated did not have this autofocus, which is something that is better UI or UX, right? The moment your user land, they should be able to type whatever it is, right? So that's one. Also, as you can see, the sign in with Google is not following the brand guidelines either. And forget my voice, forget my speech stuttering, because I was recording straight for 5-6 hours before this. Anyways, and I was quite sick on Friday. I'm still sick till this point. I don't know how I will be managing the rest of the week. Don't know what it is, but yeah. Anyways, so here it is. That is the first component. So this is the thing that we just supplied, a sleek pricing page for SaaS. And this is what it generated. Like the first attempt is bad, but it gives you like 3 attempts. So let's choose the B attempt. And this is great great boilerplate, right? Except that this whole thing is not aligned. For example, this 10 users, basic support, 1 TB storage and all of that. This is not following the better UI UX principles. Okay. And the third one is, well, bad. So let's choose this. How should I actually go about doing things, right? So first of all, it is not production ready. In that sense, it is not something that it can, right now at least in private alpha, can replace us developers or the front-end developers, right? And at best, it will be a great tool. The moment it becomes, it comes behind the paywall, that is the very moment every single AI technology will become not replaceable. Let's put it that way, right? Unless the companies provide the developers to use it, then it does not become usable. And based on my experience of working with ChatGPT and using, say, the Copilot. So Copilot is quite good, but Chat GPT and all of that, it kind of like starts rewiring your brain in a different manner. So you are not thinking in terms of solving a problem, you're thinking in terms of getting the solution out of the sentence that you have put to these AI, and then you just simply look into it as if you are the observer of their code which they generate, and then you simply pick out the error part and replace it. This is good if you are a senior developer, or if you are a developer for some experience and know exactly what you're looking into. But if you are a junior developer who is just learning, you are screwed, totally and utterly screwed. Okay, because, well, what exactly are you even looking into? For example, if you're a complete beginner, right, and you might be thinking that should I even learn after like HTML, CSS, and or JavaScript and React and all of that, because this will just build everything, right? Okay, let's look into the code and let's copy this. Okay, come to this, let's go inside the VO, make it a little big, not this, go inside the my app, and here I'll just paste it. Okay, so this will ask what should I what do you want this component name to be? So let's call it payment or pricing section. Okay, so it will generate everything, and that is done. So now we can come to this page, right, and we can remove this and we can call the pricing section, which is good. Okay, this is quite good, no issue there. And if I go to this, you see this is available here. Now let's look into their code. Well, first of all, if you do not know what Tailwind CSS is, good luck understanding this. Second, if you don't know the HTML, good luck modifying anything here, right? But if you know these, then this is a very great boilerplate. For example, if I want to simply say this should be at the center of each of them, then I will come here, right? I will simply say make it flex, justify it to center, and make the items as center, and make this as flex column. Okay, this way I can do that. And if you know anything about, like, you can have a bunch of width here, like width of say 24. Similarly, we can have a width of 24 here, 24 here. Save. Okay, now we can go back. Let's call it like 48. You'll see what I'm doing. Basically, it's just editing at this point. Okay, and then everything is now aligned. So maybe 40, 36. Okay, now this is much better. So let's simply utilize this and go here, this. Similarly, we can just copy paste this like like this. We can do the same for above one, which is here, right? This, let's also copy paste this, come to the third one, paste. Okay, and now it is looking much better, right? Then we may want to just, you know, drag down this thing as well. For example, where it is. So for instance, at the very top, if you don't know what these grids are in terms of CSS, good luck again. Basically, if you don't know HTML and CSS and Tailwind, which is basically a CSS wrapper, then there's no way you can actually build anything. But if you know that, right, then yes, as a boilerplate, this is too good. Okay, you can change the heading font, you can change some sort of like styling, but you don't have to write everything from scratch. The thing is, writing everything from scratch is not that much of a uh, time spent manner, to be honest. It's not much, it's very easy. Basically you just have to create one, then you copy paste it, and then what basically has to happen is the cost of this tool at the end, the pricing, that on a monthly basis, plus you writing something like from scratch, which is like better ROI. That is how the companies will work, and basically the clients and the companies will work, and like they will calculate something, right? And basically at the end, what will happen is that this tool will come to us developers so that we can speed up our process, rather than any other person who is not a developer, who's not a software engineer, writing things using these tools. It's not possible. Why? Well, because if that would have been possible, most people would have been just good with this WordPress. Whether you like it or not, this does pretty much everything that this AI tool is doing. It's just like does it in terms of like GUI scenario. AI creates the code. Well, who gives? At the end, either you're dragging or dropping the things, or you are just generating in terms of like copy and pasting the code. At the end result is the same. It is creating some sort of like a boilerplate code, right? But that boilerplate code is not highly customizable. It's not client oriented or specific to the client requirement. None of that is going to happen. So that is where you come in. How the solution is provided, that is where we come in. Okay, let's try some more things. Let's go with the new one. Let's see. Basically, I want to okay, let's go with this. E-commerce product listing page divided in two sections. Sorry, two sections. One with filters based on products, one section is basically a filter, one filter section, and one the product listing section. Make it mobile responsive. Let's not give it that section, with a bunch of product cards containing image, title, description, rating, and a button to read more. Okay, let's see what it generates. It's basically your product listing page. This takes a lot of time if you are building things from scratch, but if you have like a boilerplate, then yes, maybe we can do a lot. Let's see. Cool, it is now building something. So it just gave me one product, but it is quite awesome, yeah. This is very great product. Like it will help me a lot during the YouTube tutorial creations for sure. Is it done? Okay, so it is done. It is like, if you think about it, if I just copy paste this and be done with it, there's no way any person or any user, it is not good, right? But this is a good boilerplate for any person who knows what this is, right? And we can also have like a like different like give me the filters itself. So this is much better. Like I want it like so, I wanted it like this, and then I can copy paste a bunch of times. But the filters, there's nothing in the filter, and this is not good either. So let's go with this, right? Again, we can install it. we can call it like product lists. Let's come to this page. Let's call it products list. Go to this, refresh, and here it is, which is good, but there's something just broke in this star, and this is a filter. Basically what will happen is that you can then extend this to the very height, fix it. You can have a bunch of products here, you can scroll and all of that. So as you can see, it's not still like production ready as they claimed in their Twitter account, and it is definitely not like accessible that much. Okay, so this is coming up, but yeah, so that is this entire thing. I will be playing around with this entire thing and we'll see what I can do about it. Like, can it help, can it be helpful and all of that. And yeah, that's it. I mean, this is not how it is actually working. If I just copy paste this, right? Okay, let's go with this, a SaaS analytics dashboard layout, and this is how it is looking right now. This is how it is looking. By the way, you can fork it, you can share it. So that's one of the advantage here. You can share it across your team. So this is how it is looking. Let's see how mine will look. Okay, let's go here, copy paste it, enter. This is quite cool, yeah. If like this level of like the things that it is building, and we can just copy paste it, this is quite good. I would love that. It depends on how much they price it, but yes. So it also added the search reports there. B is finished. A and C are still work in progress. Okay. And now it is done, which is quite good. Let's copy this, paste it. But I can tell you something. It is good for basically any sort of personal project where you are just experimenting, at least for now. Unless it can do things from Figma. Can we do it from Figma? Is there any way? Let's explore. Can we do things from Figma itself? Like, for example, if I can just add the Figma, upload the Figma file here, and then it generates based on that Figma file this entire thing, yes, then it becomes highly useful, like highly useful. Because otherwise, every single time, right? So let's go here, and here we are. And this is much better. It is working fine. This is also like, okay, cool. There's an avatar. Oh boy, this also did this. This is also good. Then there's this logo, and yeah, this is much better. Yeah, cool. So if somehow we can actually upload a Figma file to this, and then it can analyze that Figma file, and then it can generate the entire code like this, and then only all we have to do is basically inbuild the function, the logic part, rather than the UI thing. and figure out the accessibility part of the UI, make a little bit of adjustment in terms of colors and all of that. Let's see whether it is even mobile responsive or not. Oh, look at that. Look at that. This is also mobile responsive, which is so cool. This is mobile responsive and it has basic functionality. Let's see what it did in this dashboard. So it has these, it utilizes this. Cool. It has a bunch of like components that is coming from this drop down menu, which is simply exporting things from Redux UI for now. Okay, so it is using Redux UI. It is not still not using the chat CN thing. And that's cool. And wow. Wow. So it is working fine. It is creating this SVG, which is very difficult thing. I mean, yeah, it is quite difficult, but it is able to create that. So the icons are created using SVG, which is quite difficult, but it still did it. How did it even do? Is it like going and fetching that SVG and then like doing things, something like that? Yeah. So it's cool. This is how it is. And yeah, so I will be playing with it, and hopefully in future, maybe some sort of like we can utilize this in my building things, because there's something that I want to build. Basically, I want to build this site, code dusting. Okay. And I'm thinking of building it in public. I have a plan, either this or there's another one, which is philosophy dusting. So I built this philosophy dusting thing using using Astro, but I want to just come back to this Next.js app router because it is quite good. I am not like feeling bad about it, and I mean either can be worked, but yeah, we'll see, because everything is like good. Cool. All right, so that's about it, and we are back to WordPress. Cool. Bye.